What is good, you guys? Hope you guys are having a good week so far. I know we just started, but yeah, I mean, so far it's been an all right week in the floor. We did take a couple small L's today on NVIDIA. Actually, we were definitely green on both of them, but um, as far as actually hitting target goes, didn't quite get there. And we ended the day with a nice 13.7, so almost 14% trade on coin. So I'll go ahead and show you guys those right now. Start off the stream. So NVIDIA, we ended up taking basically off of open here with a verbal signal. We got in on this candle right here at 120.45. It was holding up stronger than the market, and I was originally watching Tesla actually. Tesla had a lot of profit taking off of open. Nvidia kind of did it a little bit backwards where they ended up pushing it and then taking some profits. Um, so we ended up stopping out on this for a little 3% stop. And then on this trade right here, we took it to the downside just because we were showing a lot of weakness towards the market at that point in time. And we had basically a flat bottom at low of day here. Ended up stopping on this as well. I was looking for at least 119.25 on this, and it looked pretty doable at the time, but the market started ripping and basically messing up that setup. And then we ended the day with a beautiful, beautiful trade on coin here. We got some strength into this 198.68 level we were looking at pre-market, right through our 199.30 level. And then I ended up selling on the 200 break here. So as we pushed above 200, we ended up taking profits there for, once again, 13.7% on that. And yeah, I actually had all of these on my watch list on Threads this morning. So if you guys don't follow me on Threads, make sure you just go down in the description, check all the links, do all that good stuff. But I had all these on the watch list this morning that I posted on Threads. And I also obviously signaled those live in chat for everyone in the floor. And if you guys want to join the floor but don't know if you're ready to make the commitment yet, sign up for the 3-day free trial that I have first thing in the description right there, so you can trade live with me every single day. I would love to see you guys there. I would love to see you guys making money with the team. So now that we got through all that, we will go ahead and get into the charting session here. We're going A to Z through my watch list, figuring out what I like for tomorrow, what I like for the rest of the week, and obviously avoiding the ones that I don't like. So we're going to go ahead and check the economic calendar for the week here and just see what kind of news we have for tomorrow. So it's looking like tomorrow we have a speaker at 9:05, but that is just fine with me. We do have consumer confidence at 10 a.m., new home sales also at 10 a.m., Fed manufacturing index at 10 a.m. So sorry, we've got a lot of news at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So we may see the market be a little bit slow up until we get to that news. Just something to keep in mind, not anything to completely deter you from taking any trades. But we also have earnings on GameStop after close tomorrow. It's not a stock that I have on my watch list, but it is one that I look at occasionally because they do like to pick up momentum on this thing every now and then. So that being said, we'll go ahead and get into the watch list here. It's looking like Apple is a no-go for me, and that would be confirmed right there. Let's just see here. So AMD, we actually had a pretty crazy push on this today too. I mean, crazy push. We ended up grinding up a decent amount, but there was really no playable levels here throughout this whole time grinding up. So that is fine. The next level I have for AMD would actually be, did we break this? We did not. So 115.75 or 76, I'm sorry. 116.55. I do like both of those levels, but neither one of them are super close to the point where it's going to be a main watch as of right now. So I will most likely throw that on the watch list, and probably going to be a side watch. Also, throughout this time, if you guys have any stocks that you want me to take a look at, let me know the stock, let me know the level. I'm more than happy to take a look at it, and stick around to the end because we are going to be making my watch list for tomorrow, going through exactly how I'm planning to execute these trades. So let's see, ARM. I think I'm good on ARM. The 125 calls actually had a decent amount of volume today, but yeah, other than that, we're pretty dry on the volume here. AVGO still in this consolidation zone from the 11th, so I'm all good there. I still like this to either direction, though. We talked about AVGO a decent amount last week, I feel like, but I still like AVGO to either direction. We're just in the middle of the consolidation right now, so not too interested. Coin, I do like to the upside still. Not right here, but if you look up at the 209, yeah, 209 level, we have a gap on the 1 hour here. Pre-market, overnight, after hours, whatever you want to call it. 209 up to 212.45, we have a gap on coin. So I am interested in that, but we are a bit far right now. Costco, no volume. CRM, I'm all good. Let's see. Crowd. I don't mind that at all. We are a bit far still, though. We're about $6 away. I'll go ahead and mark it just in case we don't find anything else that we love, but not the world's biggest fan. Disney. Disney. This thing has absolutely tanked the volume into the ground here, so that's a little unfortunate because Disney used to be one of those that it was a slow mover, it was lower volume overall, but also not so bad that it was gapping up and down on the 1 minute all day long. So Google, I think I'm gonna pass on. We do have upside opportunity here. I just am not the biggest fan of how it's setting up. All right, Google, yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on that. IBM, I'm good. Meta upside, I still like. Probably gonna end up just being today's high at 622.54. We ended up closing below the levels we were looking at today, but that is all right. Just go ahead and I'm gonna remark this here just so I can see when we start holding this level again. After 622.45, pretty much got room up to like 624.30-ish or 624.45. And then that 30-minute trend to 625.36, so that's cool. Microsoft, I'm good. MSTR. Let's see. MSTR at 340.19. What's that look like? $340.19. Okay. So we have a 5-minute trend there right now, but other than that, yeah, that doesn't look bad. MSTR looks all right. 340.19, I'd probably take it at the 340 level. And then next stop here, we have 344.50, then 347.31. So yeah, we've got some room on that. I like how we have some levels stacked. I'm good. Nvidia, what did we do today? Yeah, I'm all good on Nvidia, honestly. I think I'm probably going to be good on Nvidia up until we get to 123.70. Oracle, we were also looking at this morning, and it broke pre-market and ended up coming back. And yeah, disgusting. DLTR had a nice move today as well. 97.39 does not look half bad. Do we have any levels above this? Do we have any gap? Okay, cool. So yeah, 97.39. Pretty good. I do like that. A simple bull flag. As long as we stay in this little pattern here. Regardless, it's going to be a flat top of some degree. Reddit is breaking out of a 4-hour trend here. Issue with Reddit is it has no volume. I mean, it does have volume. You're just gonna have to go out to like the 128, 130 calls, which I guess is really not that far for a Tuesday at least. Yeah, that's not bad. Reddit is breaking out of a 4-hour trend there. We've got a resistance at 126.50. And that is just above this 4-hour resistance too. So we'll have to break the 4-hour trend before we can get to that level. That's actually looking pretty nice. Like Reddit. Actually, I'm not a huge fan of the platform, but I like the stock. Okay, shop, I'm good. SMCI. Nope. Snow is having overall a nice upside move, but nothing really scalpable. T-Mobile, I'm not interested in, honestly, until we get back to all-time highs. And then Tesla, let's see what we've got here. Absolute jack. Okay. Oh. We do have something. We do have something. Just not right where we're at. So 285, we have a resistance. I like that. It's a whole number, psychological level. And we've got a less than notable resistance there, but it is a resistance. And then we also have 285.93 right above that. That doesn't look bad. I'd probably really just target like the 286 break on that. So it seems like a pretty easy setup to have there. All right. Wow. We got through those way faster than I meant to. That's my bad, guys. But looks like we have AMD on a side watch. AVGO, I'm good. I don't know why I didn't unmark that. Coin would probably be on a side watch because it's far. Crowd, same story. So AMD, Coin, Crowd, side watch. Meta, main watch. MSTR, main watch. NVIDIA, probably not going on the list. PLTR, main watch, and Tesla, main watch. All right, sweet. Let's go ahead and actually, before I get to creating the watch list here, does anybody have anything that they want me to check out? All right, I'm going to take that as a no. Here, actually, I know it says main watch here, but we're going to go ahead and just type these out in alphabetical order and we can rearrange them after we're done. So AMD. All right. Coin is up next, and Coin, we have that gap. I actually already have. Oh, maybe not. Never mind. My bad. Coin. Sweet. Crowd is up next. Crowd, we have. See, these are far enough away, and these are going on the side watch, so the details are not going to be too in depth here, just because we don't know if we're going to have any trends around this area or not, or basically anything to watch out for. So that's why these are fairly vague right now. Looking at the 381.26 resistance. Hello, there we go. Resistance targeting momentum above this level overall. All right, now here comes our actual main watches. So Meta, looking at the, I have to remove these so it's not so messy. 624, 45. My final target would be the 625, 36, 30-minute uptrend. All right, MSTR. All right. TR to the 340.19 resistance pull. Up to our next key level at 344.50. Final target would be 347.31. Possible early entry at 340. If we see a wall on level 2. All right, cool. Next up, NVIDIA, not going on the list. Don't know why I still have that marked. I've talked about it twice here. All right, PLTR, setting up a bull flag on higher time frames, looking to take a day as a scalp into the 98, into the 98 break. After this, we have room 2, 99.01, with the right momentum. All right, let's see. Sorry. Did you catch the rise on GAP and BAC today? By the way, love your analysis. GAP 2050 call rose 560%. Also, how do you like to draw your trend lines? I know everyone does them differently. So Frag, these trend lines are actually automatically drawn by an algorithm, and they basically are identifying pivot points and automatically plotting these trend lines. And the reason that I like this is because no matter what time frame you're on, if you don't have a trend line on this time frame to watch out for, you might have one on another time frame, and they're ones that you might not even see. Like with your own eyes, you might not see them. So having that tool to use is super, super helpful, because as soon as there's a different trend, it's going to update automatically. If you switch to a different time frame, there might be a trend lined up right where you're at on the 1 minute, but you don't have a 1 minute trend there. You have a trend there that's on the 1 hour, right? So having that is super helpful. And if you just DM me, I'll send that to you. But Yeah. No, I did not catch that. I've actually, I don't think I've taken a look at that stock at all. Let's go ahead and, yeah, I definitely have not looked at this stock. But that's pretty crazy. If you ended up catching that, congratulations. That's a heck of a move. Wow, this stock is like crazy, crazy low volume. Surprisingly, the contracts actually do have a decent amount, but they're dirt cheap. Yeah, I don't even think I would be able to play that, to be honest. 27-cent contracts on a Monday is quite further on the cheaper side than I like to go. And I guess it really doesn't have much to do with the pricing. It has more to do with the lack of volume. No problem, Frag. But yeah, my Instagram should be in the bio here and the description here. It is. Yeah, so if you go down there and shoot me a DM or DM me on Discord, I'll go ahead and send you that. But for any of you that don't want to take the work to go down into the description here, my Instagram is @KeithTrades. It's the one with the check mark, so don't DM a fake one. And yeah, I got you guys. Also, speaking of that, that coin trade I was talking about at the beginning of the stream is posted on my Instagram right now, so make sure you check that out as well. If you're not part of the group and you don't really know how I trade, you guys can take a look there and see what we're all about. Are all setups to the upside? Justin, it looks like it, yeah. Sorry, guys. Okay, 126.50 on Reddit. This is an interesting one because this stock, like, we really don't have any levels past this, but it's setting up for a pretty crazy move here if it can make it happen. Reddit breaking out of a huge 4-hour downtrend. Looking at the yeah, sorry, I thought I had my mic muted still. My bad. Looking at the 126.50 resistance. Hello, where's the N? There it is. Looking at the 126.50 resistance. I really don't even know how to word this because we do have so much room. I don't want to just leave it like that. But we've got a ton of room on this to the upside, and this could be a huge breakout, especially like for people that swing. I know a lot, not a lot, but I would say probably a solid 50% of the trades that we take, if you were to swing them, you would probably be okay. But I don't like swing trading. I don't have anything against anyone who does it. But personally, I just don't like it. I'm either going to have to take too light of a position size to the point where I might as well just add a couple extra contracts into my next trade, or I'm not going to be able to sleep at night. So I personally am not a huge fan of swing trading, but this could actually be a massive, massive move. You know, depending on how they want to take advantage of that, but there we go. That's the best way I can word it. Overall, we have a lot of room, so I will just be targeting momentum on that trade. Then last thing we've got here Geez, we're only 30 minutes in. Last thing we've got here is Tesla 285. So Tesla after a few weeks of selling off, we are gaining a lot of strength back to the upside. Looking at the 285 resistance, targeting a move into our next key level at 285.93. After that, I will be targeting momentum through the 286 break. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go down here and make a side watch section. I'm going to move all of our side watches down here, which I believe is all of those top 3. Meta, let me just take a look and see where we're at on these again. Sorry, guys. So AMD, definitely side watch for now. It may move into a main watch pre-market. Coin, definitely side watch just because it's far. Crowd, far. Meta, not too far. MSTR, not too far. PLTR, not too far. And Tesla, not too far. Reddit is also pretty much right there. Okay, cool. So that's good. These are, in fact, all upside plays, Justin. So yeah, we don't have much for downside right now. If we get downside, that's going to end up having to be some type of pre-market or intraday setup. And obviously, all these setups right here, I know I have them labeled as main watch, side watch, whatever, but that can easily change pre-market. We're just going to have to see where we are opening the day on all these stocks. So if maybe Meta's further tomorrow and Coin is closer, Meta's going to go into the side watch, Coin's going to go to the main. So obviously, if you guys want updated first thing in the morning, make sure you follow me on Threads. It's linked in the description, or if it's not, just go through my Instagram, find it on Threads. Or better yet, join the free trial for the floor. And not only will you be updated with the watch list in the morning, you're also going to be able to join pre-market review and trade live with us. So as far as charting goes, that's what I've got. So if you guys would like to, we have 27 minutes left in this session here. So if you guys would like to just abuse your ability to ask as many questions as possible, feel free to do so. And I'm more than happy to hang out and answer questions until you guys are done asking. But otherwise, as far as charting goes, we are pretty much wrapped up there. All right. Does anybody actually, who all in here is in the floor? How many of you guys are in the floor that are in here? Writing an app to identify key levels. Currently, it likes 203.30 for coin. Is that too premature? I mean, honestly, I don't think it's too premature. I just don't like playing coin right, just at a high of day, because coin requires a bigger setup for it to actually be able to pick up momentum and have a good follow through on the breaks. So, not that it's too premature, it's too premature for me. And the level that it would have would not be 203.30. It would be 203.25. Unless it's just marking, close to those levels. I'm not exactly sure. So. Justin, if you want this, it marks out support and resistance levels as well as trend lines. So if you want this, I know you're in the chat, just DM me and I'll send it to you. If that's what you're building, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by building an app to identify key levels. But yeah, I know, yeah, for sure. Look at MLGO, let's see. This thing, I mean, it went crazy today. But Louise, I just trade options, so they don't even have options on this stock. So there's not much for me to look at here. As far as any type of setup would go, I mean, honestly, it's hard telling with these pump and dumps, really. Because just as easily as they could try and continue this to the upside, it could also be back at $2 by tomorrow. So depends. I have the transcript from y'all. I'm writing my own Python script to help automate stuff. If it could find reliable breakout levels on its own, then I could have it run at 9:30 and do my buys and sells for me. No emotions involved. That's cool. Crazy that TradingView doesn't have any good algos like the one on TOS. Yeah, Nathan, that is. Jeez. Yeah, that is interesting, Nathan. Which is weird to me because TradingView seems to have more, I don't know, more like stuff on it. And this, I mean, this whole algorithm or script or whatever you want to call it, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's just marking out pivot points and finding the trends. Potential breakout on TSM. Possibly, Frag. Possibly. So, honestly, high of day doesn't look bad on that. But the bigger levels would be 185.47. Look at this on a larger, yeah, 185.47 looks pretty solid. This, you could probably expect to see the same type of move you saw down here back up to this area above 185.47. So yeah, I mean, it definitely has potential. Does this stock typically have volume on contracts though? Like I'm looking at them right now and it does, but like at open, I don't know if you look at it often because I personally don't, but at open, what kind of volume are we looking at on the contracts, Frag? Guess I'll just look from today, just see. So at 9:30 today, we had 41, 9:30. First 5 minutes, let's just go ahead and that. Okay, so overall, it took, yeah, I think I'm good on that because it took at least 30 minutes here to get at least 1,000 in volume, which is typically, my cutoff is usually if there is not at least 1,000 in volume, I'm not gonna take those contracts because, especially if they're cheaper contracts, I don't want to be holding. Let's say there's 500 in volume on the stock. The contracts are $1 a piece, or I'm sorry, 500 in volume on the contracts. contracts are $1 a piece and I'm trying to take a 10K position. I got to get 100 contracts. So I'm going to be holding basically a fifth of the actively traded contracts for the day, which means it's going to be really, really hard for me to get filled on the entry and really, really hard for me to get filled on the exit. And just knowing, like, if it's going in my direction, that's cool. But the whole thing that we need to be able to do is when we hit our stop loss, we need to be out like that. And when you have to wait 5 minutes for all your contracts to get filled, it's impossible for you to be out like that. So I guess entering is not as big of a deal to me as exiting is, because if I get a bad buy fill, it is what it is. You know, as long as the trade is playing out within my plan, I'm okay with that. Having to basically eat a little bit of the cost on my buy fill, but as far as selling goes, I want to be able to get out as quickly as possible. And if I can't do that, I'm not taking a trade. Yeah, frag. And I don't know, you know, when you're trading something like that where it takes a half an hour for it to get 1,000 in volume on the contracts, I don't really know if it's going to pick up any volume from there after I'm already in, which is why I want to make sure that it has enough before I get in the first place. So, yeah, stuff like that I'm typically going to avoid. That's why even a lot of these stocks in my watch list now, I keep them on the watch list just in case they have a big setup that is going to attract a lot of volume. But 99% of the time, I will glance at them for a millisecond and move on to the next thing, just because they typically don't have the volume that I need. All right. I'm going to give it just a minute here for any final questions or anything you want me to check out. But other than that, I think that we have a pretty solid watch list here. If you guys aren't in the chat, make sure you screenshot this, save this watch list, get these levels plotted on your charts. If you want to take these any differently than me, make sure that you make your plans as well. But yeah, if you're not in the chat, make sure you screenshot that. If you are in the chat, I'm sending it in the lessons tab right after I end the stream. And for updated watch lists, if you don't want to join a group, that's fine. Give me a follow on Threads and you'll see my watch list every morning. And if you do want to join with a group and trade with the team, click that link in the bio, get your free trial, and yeah, there's no strings attached. If you don't like it, you can cancel. If you do like it, which I would imagine you will, we'll see you in there. But yeah, cool. I appreciate you guys coming out. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night and a great rest of your trading week. I will see you guys in the morning for pre-market review.